Hi, my name is Amanda Ralph. I'm a nurse practitioner and the owner and creator of White Coat Aesthetics here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, I am hosting a laser inspection training here at White Coat Aesthetics, and I thought it'd be fun to bring you guys along. I was asked about 2 months ago by the Board of Cosmetology here in Las Vegas to host a training for their inspectors. These inspectors go around the city and they take a look at lasers and laser devices, microneedling pens, other energy-based devices, and just make sure that things are being run, like things are going smoothly, they're being run well, they're safe. And so I am going to be doing a training today about this. I'm going to be covering just some basic understanding of all of the modalities, light-based and non-light-based devices, and then also microneedling, which is not considered an energy-based device. And with that, I'm just going to be kind of going through what is the treatment, what is it targeting, what does it look like, and then we're going to go through a machine itself. What should a handpiece look like? What does the machine look like? Which things are reusable? Which ones are not? So that when they are out in the field looking at other practices, they can be confident knowing that they are inspecting things and giving them their stamp of approval. I have been working with lasers for quite some time. It was actually my first job in the aesthetics industry was a laser med spa. And for the first entire year of my aesthetics journey, I was doing laser hair removal, laser tattoo removal, cool sculpting, energy-based devices, radio frequency, and it was a great foundation for my aesthetic practice. So I am excited to be discussing lasers again. This training will be with me, of course, being the medical director here, and also Jordan, my lead esthetician here at White Coat Aesthetics. She will be helping me showcase all of the hand pieces, and she will also be doing a full treatment on another one of our staff members at the end of the training. So join us. I'm happy to have you guys with me. We're going to start with IPL. I would say most places have an IPL, so it's probably something you're going to encounter. Hypopigmentation, it's okay. Hypopigmentation is complete lack of melanin, and it will never come back. So that's a very bad risk if you completely lose the color of the skin because you don't repigment an area that you lose that pigment in. So that's the worst outcome of the two, because with hyperpigmentation, if something gets a little bit dark, then there are potential things you can attempt to do to improve it and lighten it. And it may just go away with time and sunscreen. And then other risks are going to be redness, discomfort. I mean, risks and also kind of expected outcomes. People are going to be a little red. People are going to feel a mild sunburn. It just should never be to the point of like full blistering, like an improper healing kind of a thing. Any questions about that? So this one here, is this one our IPL photofacial? Is this her?
This is the SR, so for the IPL photofacial.
Oh, cool. So when it's the photofacial, it's specifically trying to target discoloration. So I just want to walk you through. All of our hand pieces are very similar. This is where it connects into the device. And ours, I mean, you know, we're working with an FDA approved device. You're not going to come across all FDA approved devices. Okay. So this is just like what we would hope for in a perfect world, but I know you're probably not always going to see this. This is the device itself. This right here is a little guard that we put on it because the light can come out from the sides. And so this helps it so that really the light just delivers the energy forward. And then we do, of course, put ultrasound gel on the screen, on the skin.
I would just say you want to make sure you maintain full contact, because if it happens to lift at any point of the skin, like if it's, like say you're somewhere on a contour, like the elbow, for instance, and it's kind of lifted here or here, that can risk burning the skin, which would cause in either case hyper or hypopigmentation. So you want to make sure when working, especially around contours, you're just maintaining full contact to the skin.
So this is another way burns can happen, is not using proper contact, not having enough ultrasound gel. Laser hair removal, we are typically trying to target the follicle, the hair follicle itself, or we're trying to target that hemoglobin, the underlying hemoglobin that supports the hair follicle. So typically we are targeting something in regards to the actual hair follicle itself. For laser facials, we are typically targeting pigment. We're targeting discoloration, sunspots, Laser facials may also be fractionated, which is fractionally ablative. There's so many CO2 devices, there's so many radiofrequency devices, there's so many lasers. And until you've been doing this, I would say a lot, I can't imagine understanding them all or knowing them all. And there's a new one that comes out every 6 months. But lasers of any kind, same thing, considerations. Fitzpatrick skin typing, tattoos to the area. Sun exposure is another one that we kind of touched on. It's like someone's had a sunburn or are healing from anything like that. You do not want to do laser at all. If they've been outside like for a prolonged period of time, you do not want to do laser on that area because the skin is compromised. So we just did light-based devices. That was IPL and that was laser. Now we are going on to non-light-based devices, but these are still considered like an energy-based device. Non-light-based devices typically don't have that chromophore, so they are not targeting color or anything in particular. And then they also do not require the eyewear. Radio frequency. Radio frequency is really popular right now. I don't know if you guys have been seeing it around. I feel like a lot of the new devices are radio frequency. Okay, so here's our machine. Obviously it has a handle, it has the screen. Typically they have some sort of emergency stop. I've never seen it happen, but I have heard of lasers kind of just going crazy on you and to where you need to be able to like press some sort of emergency stop. I can definitely think of a few devices I've worked with that has one. We always keep this here. It's our treatment parameters. This is actually a very safe machine too, because you put in a device and it only lets you play around with like certain settings within that. And it even will say like, what's their Fitzpatrick skin type? What's this? And there are devices where it's like, you do whatever you want. You have access to all the energy that this device can give you. It doesn't matter what, you know? And so it's like, that's one thing that's really nice about ours in particular is that it's like, you don't have that much you can really control here, which keeps it a little safer. But we have all of our treatments marked and we have all of this, and it's based on the consultation we have used in the room. And also sometimes with laser hair removal, settings change based on how much hair is in a spot. Laser hair removal, you are typically doing a lot of sessions about over a course of a year. And I mean, I'm giving you all this information as a nurse practitioner and a medical director. So my fears are going to be different than like the average esthetician, right? Like my whole license is on the line and I'm thinking very medical, even though of course all of this is like beauty services for the most part. So everything I'm thinking of is burn management, risk reduction, like, you know, and I just don't think some people are educated enough to really know what these risks are. Yeah. And it's scary. It's terrible.
That I want you guys to think about it from this perspective, because a typical licensee might not be thinking about it from that perspective. They're thinking about the service, the outcome.
Yeah, they want to make sure the person looks good, and that's what they're really worried about.
But we need to know where infections can come from, burns, injuries, manage the risks, as she said, because that's what we have to prevent. So through your inspections, and that's very important to know how the equipment does.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on this laser training with us today. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if you would be interested in coming to a training yourself.